Okay, guys. Hi, good morning. Happy Tuesday. This is a video. I haven't made a video in a while. I'm trying to do my camera at a different angle, but I don't feel like I look like I'm looking at you guys. I will try to look at a different way and then play it back and see how it looks. But I haven't made a video in a while, so I'm back again. I'm doing pretty good on my TikTok channel of the same name, and I have been following or working with some creators that have a lot of following and do really well. Trying to figure out where to look, so I look more like I'm looking at you because I'm trying to do my camera at a different angle, but when I look, it doesn't appear that I'm looking at you. So since I last spoke to you, I'm now parentless. I say that a lot because I know it sounds weird, but you do still feel that way no matter how old you are when it happens. I lost my mom on February 16th, so we're coming up on that 2-month window of her being gone, and I do miss her immensely. Daddy will be 3 years in June. So my original YouTube was going to be about taking care of family, taking care of your parents, and the challenges that go with it. And, my grandkids, my kids, my dogs. I'll see in a minute if I can get one to come over here and join me for part of the video. But now I'm gonna do my videos about other things because now, grief. If you can put in the comments if you want me to talk about grief, what it's like when you have lost both your parents. It's a whole totally different feeling, I could tell you that. And I'm gonna try to leave the ums out. Sorry, I'm rusty, and I'm getting ready to do a live TikTok when I'm done with this. Like I said, Daydream with Debbie, same name. Anybody who is following me and watching me, if you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, you'll help me immensely. You'll help me grow, and I appreciate that. It doesn't cost you anything to do any of those things, but it does help me grow. And that obviously is my goal is to grow. Trying to think of a better word. That's where I'm going. What I'm going for. Doing little things around the house, like we worked in the yard yesterday. My granddaughter even took part of it, planting some new trees. Maybe I'll take you out there and show you those. And I want to get some more done in the garden. A happy yard makes me happy. I know I'm not strange. I know a lot of people are probably on the same boat, but a clean house, a beautiful yard, all those things make me happy. The little things that make me happy. But I've told you before, I have 2 children, a boyfriend, 3 dogs, 5 grandchildren. I should have named my 5 grandchildren in front of my dogs. Thinking about getting another puppy. No, I'm a little crazy thinking about getting another puppy, but I love dogs too. And I love horses. My main goal one day is to have a horse. I want to have a horse or horses. But I know the world's in a mess right now, and if you flip to another channel, that certainly is your prerogative, but I won't lie about who I am. I'm a Christian. I'm a conservative. I believe this is our country, and I don't mind people being here that are legal and that want to become Americans. I do have a problem with people who live in here who don't like our country and don't like us and wish harm on us, and they shouldn't be here. I don't want them to destroy our country. If that happens, we have nowhere to go. America is the last place to go, that everything is kind of free. Everything is still free, and we need to protect our freedom. And like I said, I got 5 grandchildren. I want them to grow up in the same America I had. Of course, I'm an immigrant. On one side of the family, 3 generations back. On the other 4 or 5 generations back. I mean, I'm definitely a citizen. Both my parents were born citizens, or born Americans, born in America. My grandmother on my mom's side was. Both my grandparents all my grandparents were born as Americans, and I believe their parents I don't know how far we go back, but we all came here and became citizens. And you know, I believe in Christianity. I love the Lord. I love my family. I'm somebody who would help somebody. I'd give you something to help you if I could, you know, to shirt off my back, lend you money, stuff like that. But people coming here and taking advantage of us and taking advantage of our systems and hurting the Americans. I mean, like I said, I got 5 grandchildren that I want them to grow up in the same America I had. I mean, there was stuff going on when I was growing up that I didn't know was going on, and we had things, you know, hanging over our heads, so to speak. But we can make a change, and we can make this the America we want it to be. And God wants us to get along. He wants us to love one another, and I'm all about that. And if you're here, if somebody's here and they're not a citizen, all they got to do is become a citizen. I mean, that's what other people before them have done. And knowing people that have become citizens, you know, they've done they followed all the steps, and it may have taken them a while, and they had things to do, but they did everything right, just like my ancestors before me. They did what they had to do to become citizens, and then they assimilated. They became Americans because that's what they wanted. They didn't want to come here and bring their ways here, their beliefs here. Yeah, we have freedom of speech, we have freedom of religion, but some of the people that are here, if they were to become in power of our country, we'd lose that. And our forefathers, when they did the Constitution, they had no idea what the world would look like in 2026. And like I said, I don't mean anything to anybody. If somebody wants to practice something that I don't believe in, you know, you have the right to do what you want to do. I have the right to do what I want to do. I don't want you to push yours upon me, and I'm by no means trying to push mine upon you. I do believe as a Christian that I'm supposed to talk about Jesus, and that I love him, and that I love God, and share the word, or share you know, because the only way to heaven is through Jesus, and in my beliefs and the way I was raised. So you know, and saying this, you know, like, let me just be brutally honest, okay? I'm going through bankruptcy because I was in foreclosure. Taking care of older parents cause you to put your stuff aside to take care of them. And I'm not saying that like I want to be praised, or, you know, I'm a martyr or anything by that, any stretch of the imagination. I say that because there's not a whole lot of help for me out there. There's nothing for adult children who lose work and lose money to take care of their parents. There's nothing, like, for the average American who's lived here for a while and wants assistance with certain things. It's not out there. But yet these people who come over and that are illegal aliens, you see them driving around in fine cars, expensive hairdos, expensive nails, expensive cell phones, and it wasn't even hard for them to get, you know, all those things. And people like myself and my family members that are citizens, to try to get any kind of help is almost near to impossible. So I just want to become successful. I want to be able to help my family in any way that I can. I don't want to live off the government. I'm just saying that right now, while I'm struggling to get back on my feet, there's nothing out there for me. There's no kind of assistance. I'm not of childbearing years anymore, so I can't have babies to get on the system. Not that I would say I would do that, but you can't. But people come from other countries and they get everything given to them. They're living better than a lot of Americans. Like, if you see a veteran on the street, he fought and died for our country. But right now, so many people are against our own military. They don't see that what we're doing is of great value to not only us, but our children and grandchildren, because, you know, I feel it necessary, and I feel it's making our country safer. I grew up in a generation that we were scared of, I think they called it the Cold War, if I remember correctly, or Russia or whatever. And as a kid, you know, you hear all that. I don't know what my grandkids hear, or what they think, or if they have any fears. I know the one that lives with me always talks about monsters, so she's still in the not real world. But there are monsters out there. There's monsters that are people. that would hurt us, you know? And there's nothing wrong with wanting my kids to grow up safe. I mean, I can remember getting up and going outside and telling my mom I'd be back, you know? And my curfew was like certain roads I couldn't cross, come in before the street lights come on, you know, maybe check in. But usually if we checked in, it was, are you bored? You need something to do? You want to do some cleaning? Hang on, I'm sorry. You know, do you need something to do? But, you know, like I said, the street lights were a curfew. I could ride my own bike to school in 3rd grade. And then I ended up taking my brother to school, taking him to school. Who would let an 8-year-old go to school or ride their bike to school? You can't. And it's unfortunate. And I don't know that we'll ever come back to those kind of norms again. But, you know, even when your kids are outside, I mean, I don't care, all the way up to, I know my 14-year-old is now bigger than me. My 14-year-old grandson, he's taller than me. Is he stronger? Probably. I don't know. I haven't tried to wrestle with him or anything, but, you know, he doesn't know the horrors or the things out there to be careful for. So, you know, but at 14, I was babysitting little kids. I was leaving my parents' house to go to somebody else's house to babysit children. I got paid for it. And, you know, I either spent the night, depending on who I was babysitting for, or they brought me home when they got home from their evening out, or my parents picked me up one way or another. But I mean, to take a 14-year-old and put him in somebody's house, I mean, it's even scary to let kids spend the night with their friends. It's just, the world's gotten so different. And I just pray that we could get a little bit back to normal, or a little bit back to the normal I grew up in. Anyway, so this is my first video back, and I haven't been doing this in a while. And I might have made some of my followers angry with me, and if I did, I'm sorry if I made you angry, but I'm gonna be who I am. You know, I fall into that category of, you know, the crazy white liberal woman, and I'm far from being a crazy white liberal woman. I'm a Christian conservative. So, I'm proud I love the Lord. I'm proud I'm a conservative. I'm proud of what I believe. But you know, the thing is that as long as you don't attack me, because a lot of times people will attack you when they know what you are, what religion, that you're a religious person, that you believe in God, or that you believe in conservative ways of thinking. But I don't hate or dislike or judge anybody for what they do. When I say that I don't want people in our country that don't think like us and wish death upon us or want to change our laws and our beliefs, it's not that I hate them. I just don't think that they should come here and bring their ways here and try to make us assimilate to them, as opposed to them coming over to our way. But I don't wish them harm on them. If they want to do it somewhere else, I mean, I feel bad for in their own people, the people they hurt. That, you know, I don't know how to say it. I like I said, I would never hurt nobody. And they even hurt their own people. I do know that. Not to say that we don't hurt our own people. There's bad people out there of every age, race, color, size, shape, you know, everybody. But, you know, I'm very strong in how I feel, but I'm not mean-spirited, and I don't hate anybody. And I've been having a rough time right now because my mom, we haven't done her services yet. You know, money and Easter fell. She died 6 days after her birthday, and she was so vibrant and talking on her birthday. I mean, she had a plethora of health conditions, but to be gone 6 days later, it's just so hard to swallow. And some of you, I know you've been there, is one day they're here and they're talking to you. Even my dad with the stage 4 cancer, he was talking to us about politics and current events and stuff like that just a few days before he passed. And vibrant, and I mean, but his was different. But I'm just trying to come from my heart. I know I'm kind of all over the place. I'll get better. Like I said, I'm getting ready to do a live TikTok. It's a little bit easier to do a live TikTok because while you're doing, I mean, I know you could do live Facebooks, but when you do a live TikTok, people kind of talk to you and you know, tell you they're sorry to hear about your mom. And I'm not looking for that, but I mean, there's interaction. And here I'm just trying to think of things to say that will keep you engaged and not make you bored. I will continue to come back on. And like I said, if you like, share, and subscribe, and obviously watching the video helps too. I appreciate it. I will come on and make more videos. And I have a TikTok channel called Daydreaming with Debbie by the same name. So I will play this back and watch it because I'm trying to do a different angle for the YouTube. But this is Tuesday. It is 9:45 in the morning, Eastern time. I'm wishing you guys a blessed and happy day and safe day and prosperous day. And I'm out for now. This is Daydreaming with Debbie. You guys have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.